Hey, it's Dino from DIgitspin Crypto. And thanks for visiting the show. Today we got Matthew Gray from 99 cents. He's joined us on the show. So today we're going to show part one of our conversation. Matt connected in through his cell phone. So you'll see that here on DIgitspin Crypto. Part two will be on Matt Gray's channel. And he'll upload that within 24 hours or so, so that you can see part two of this show. I hope you enjoy it. It was just a couple of guys talking about crypto, and we thought it was kind of fun, and appreciate Matt. So let's get to it. We have a special guest, Matthew Gray from 99 cents. Now, I have no idea how he spells that, and I'm going to ask him that first thing. But he's on YouTube, and one of the channels that I recommended to everybody to go visit. So let's take a look real quick at his channel. This is Matthew Gray, 99 cents. And sure as anything, we got Matthew on the screen. Matthew, hey! It's good to see you, dude. Oh,
how's it going, everybody?
Out of the way. Very well, very well. So it's now tell me about your channel here. When did you start this? And from what I understand, you spell the 99 cents in a weird way. What's all that about?
Yeah. Well, I started it about a month ago. I had a lot of things to say, but I work in a place where nobody understands crypto. My family doesn't understand crypto. My friends, none of them do. I try explaining it to them. It's difficult. So I thought, you know what, I'll put videos out and I'll get comments from people that I can have a dialogue with and see what they think and get their thoughts and opinions on everything. And that's why I always say, make sure when you put a comment in my videos to put an intelligent, thought-out comment so we can have a dialogue, so we can have an actual conversation about it. And I recently put my email address in there so that way people can email me directly. The email address is NYNEDNYNE. Now, if you look at just one of those parts of that word, N-Y-N-E spells 9, but it's more of a phonetic spelling than an actual literal. You know, it's spelled like it sounds. I changed it up just a little bit to make it unique, and that was really all it was. The number 9 is my lucky number, and so 99 is like my uber lucky number, I guess you could call it. That's why the channel's called 99.
Very cool, very cool. That makes sense. I remember you saying something about having a D in there, 90, 99, and instead of using it.
99 businesses one day, so that's why 99 is kind of like the best number for me. So.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I've been checking out a lot of your videos, and it's always fun to see you chatting on the way to work or on the way home from work and put out your thoughts there. You always kind of crack me up. And well, what do you got to do? All right, so yeah, you definitely want to check out Matthew Gray's site, 99 cents. He's pretty straightforward, tells you what he thinks. You know, that's basically what YouTube's about. I started about 5 weeks myself ago, and believe it or not, and put together, you know, a small little studio to handle everything. Didn't spend a whole lot, but had some money to put it together. Luckily, with my tech background, I was able to do some pretty cool things and finding the right software. Yeah, so it's worked out really well. So I wanted to talk to you. Hey, you know, this weekend, I was telling everybody on Friday, because you know I do a live show on 9:30 weekdays, and I know people, they kind of like these 15-20 minute videos. That kind of is like the most attention span that folks have, and I've been doing these live shows, and they've been a lot of fun, but you know, they don't pull in as many people, and they span a lot more topics. But some people like shows, but you know, I'm not worried about all, you know, if I get subscribers, more subscribers, that's great, you know, I'm thrilled about it. But I kind of like doing the show, and the people that enjoy it watch the show, you know. I know a lot of folks like.
I try to catch your live shows at the 9:30 mark, and I got 4 kids, and 3 of them are under 3, so it's difficult for me to stay through a whole show. but I try to pop in there and give you an AO and say hi and tell everybody hit your like button, because that's one thing that bugs me is you might have like 20 viewers and 4 likes. You know, come on, hit the like button.
Yeah, that happens. You know, it's one of those things. You know, not everybody appreciates it, and then you always get that one person before the show's even started or the recording, because there's no way they could have watched it. They've immediately hit the, you know, your troll who hits the negative button all the time. I always get one. I always have one that before the show's even started, they hit the negative button. So
I have at least one dislike on every single one of my videos, and I'm pretty sure it's the same person. So.
Yeah,
chances are.
Yep. Chances are it usually is. It's nothing much you can do about it. So, you know, I was looking. I'm going to bring up here this weekend. You know, I was telling people on the show, the last show, that you know, I was expecting the price to go down a little bit, and I was taking a look at Coin Market Cap this morning and seeing where everything is. So Bitcoin, we're at 63, and you know, I thought it would break through that 6,000 mark. It still may, but what are you thinking?
I don't think it's going to break through down down past the 6,000 mark. I think we're going to see a little bit of a jump back up to maybe 68 or so. This isn't really going to be a great month for Bitcoin. It's probably going to run mostly flat or between the 68 and the 62, I think. And then September might be a hard month, but October and November should be pretty decent, I think, just from different people I've talked to. There's a guy I want to throw his name out there. I've said it before in my videos, and he's the best TA guy I've ever met. His name is Preston Collins, and he makes calls months or even almost years in the future, and he has, and I've watched him. He's been right like 98% of the time. He's really good. He's got a thing on TradingView, and he's all over Telegram, and he's just really, he's too smart for his own good in some cases. So, but I talk to him, or I watch him a lot and see his TA, and I look at things, I see how it's going compared to other years, and just see what kind of stuff's going on in the news. And as you know, Bitcoin usually moves before the news. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but you'll see news about, you know, Bitcoin will go up, and then you'll see news about ETF coming, and then Bitcoin will drop down. ETF didn't happen, you know, stuff like that. So he's usually right on the money when it comes to those calls. So and we were talking about that, and he was saying that, you know, September's not going to be a great month, but October and November should be decent. So
yeah, there's nothing propping up. I was even surprised that it went up. I mean, they make a big deal out of the ETFs, but the fact of the matter is, you know, Bitcoin has grown to where it is without ETFs, and it'll continue to do so. ETFs will just kind of get people there faster. I think it's a lot of folks that are just looking to make a ton of money real quick that are really looking forward to that. But my biggest concern is that, you know, I'm looking at the chart here, and you know, we've got, this is the fourth, 1, 2, 3. This is the third failed rally. And you know, historically, when you have that many failed rallies, the chances of it going up again and immediately are pretty thin. So yeah, and there's really no news for the balance of this month that's going to make any difference whatsoever. So
the only reason I think it might have a little bit of an upswing is just because it's the fourth quarter coming, and a lot of corporations got to spend their money. They got to get their budget out before the fiscal year changes. So that's when you see a lot of money play happen. People invest, you know, they change their 401k, or they do things, you know, they do weird moves because it's the end of the year, and they kind of either have to because they got to spend their budget, or, you know, it's the end of the year, it's not going to hurt too much, so why not try something new? I had a buddy that got in back in December last year, you know, on the rise of Bitcoin, and he put in like $100 just as a gamble because he saw it going up. He didn't want to miss the boat going up, so he threw in $100, and then, you know, it tanked down. He's got about $33 left over. So it's just a fourth quarter kind of thing, I think, you know, the Hail Mary time of the year. So I think we're going to see a little bit of an upswing, but it's not going to, I don't think it'll hit, you know, historic heights or anything.
Well, I guess I agree with you. I think if they do a ruling on the ETFs, and with so many people putting so much weight into that, that's obviously going to give us that bump again for that type of news. But otherwise, there's no news that's going to happen. You know, the last time that it had a major rise like this, I mean, it stayed low for a year and a half before it picked up again. And we could end up in that prolonged, you know, winter for quite a while. So we'll see what's going on with there. I wanted to also take a look at the what's going on with Electroneum. Now, let's bring that up real quick here. We'll do a little ETN search. So Electroneum, believe it or not, is actually up just under 2% today. Bitcoin wise, it's 2.25. So that means it's overtaking Bitcoin. So that's a good sign. But
what rank is it at?
We're at 99. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm relatively sure. Let's take a look here. It says at the top ranking. I know it's here somewhere. I don't know if it shows it on the small version.
It's on the green right
there it is. Oh, it just moved up to 98.
Oh, okay.
Was
that's all right
too. But that's a good sign. And actually, you know, I'm starting to see some articles. There was a poll out there. You know, vote for you. Who do you think is going to do better, Verge or this coin that seems to be on an upward swing, Electroneum? And so I think we're starting to make a dent in the perception of people that no, this is not a crummy coin. This has got some, it's got some muscle behind it.
Oh yeah, and there's some legs to it, definitely.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to get better press regarding everything because of all the goodness that it has in it. We squeeze out some of that goodness. I think it's definitely in there. So yeah, no, this is good news. Let me get a close up here. So you know, it's luckily it looks like it's hit a ground, and it's still floating in that minor area there. You know, buying time as far as I'm concerned. Where I always wanted to get. Yeah, I always wanted to get some at was it ICO price. I was always paying more, so this is my chance. I've been scooping up as much as I can. Did you end up getting stuff at ICO, or you kind of bought it as it was floating?
I have never bought any crypto whatsoever. I've never spent a penny.
Okay,
I know it's kind of hard to believe. But
all right,
I mined Electroneum.
You mine it.
November 1st, Electroneum started. They went live. I turned on my computer and started mining, and everybody else's wallets were frozen. And I started mining that. I've had people give me some cryptos here and there, just little bits. You know, somebody gave me like $10 worth of Bitcoin. I used that to buy Electroneum, and I think my first day in Electroneum I had like 400 of them. So, but that was when I was very young in crypto, and I didn't know how to value a coin. I didn't know how to, you know, I was still learning what a Satoshi was. So I was fuddling around with everything, and I ended up selling, I think, those 400. Like when they hit like 14 cents. And I've just been growing my amount of Electroneum since then. But I never invest money. I've got too many bills and too much of a family to spend my money on crypto. So I acquire it.
Yeah, I kind of do the same. I try to mine as much as I can. Once in a while, I'll throw $100 in here or there, and you know, pick up some extras if I had some extra cash for that week. But for the most part, yeah, I try to mine as many as possible and bring them in. So you were mining with the GPUs then back then, and so when they went to you were doing CPUs back then?
Yeah.
All right, so you didn't have a graphics card even. All right, so you were bringing in just a few Electroneum every once in a while.
I think I got in the first 3 hours, and that's all I mined for was 3 hours because I didn't know you had to keep mining. I made about 185 Electroneum, and then I took that money that somebody else gave me and I bought another 200. And then I sold 100 Electroneum for $10 to a buddy at work who had the mobile miner on his phone.
All right. So, but you still, so you're not mining them now at all, then?
No, not Electroneum.
All right. Very well. Very well. So you've applied your CPU to other coins at the moment. So tell me about
the CPU. The CPU isn't mining anymore. I actually have a GPU mining rig, but it's only got one GPU on it. It's a small rig, which is a base rig just to test out, and I've just been letting it run and run and run. When I get enough money up, I'll start adding GPUs to it. But like I said, I gotta let it pay for itself. I have to let the mining rig pay for itself because I'm not going to put my money into crypto. I don't have any money to spare ever. So I have to grow my money, and when it grows, it will then buy more GPUs to mine more, and so on and so forth. And hopefully, I'll just keep that ball rolling forever.
Very cool. So what are you mining these days?
I mine Monero right now with my mining rig. I've also got a couple of tablets that are mining Electroneum, as well as they're using Tony Monero to get Monero as well, and they're all going to the same wallet. I use Hashvault for my mining pool because I like Hashvault. They've always done me well. I did mine quite a few Electroneum during that fork where they went from to just GPU mining and then back to ASIC. During that time, I mined quite a few Electroneum with my miner, so that was nice.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good time. It was a low hash rate. Obviously, it went sour because there wasn't enough hash rate. But I found I've been putting a few of my GPUs onto Ethereum Classic with them going out to Coinbase.
Yeah,
the price did rise, and when it gets on there, it'll be another option for people when they're looking at stuff and buying things, and it'll be the least expensive. So if somebody's got $20, $25, well, I can get a whole Ethereum Classic and not 0.0001 Bitcoin.
right.
So I think that they'll probably go with the Ethereum Classic. So I'm going to take the chance on that. Luckily, what I have, I put, was it 1, 2, 3? I got about 17 GPUs on Ethereum Classic, and I make about I make a half an ETC a day, believe it or not, or something to that effect. So that's 17. So yeah, I think it's a half or 3/4 of a coin a day. So maybe I can, yeah, maybe I could scoop up a couple. Maybe I can get 10 or 15 of them, and I'll just hold on to them and put them to the side.
I also mined Electronero. You remember when Electroneum forked, this new coin Electronero came out? And then
how'd that turn out?
I don't know. I'm still holding them. They're still sitting there doing nothing because I think they got trade ogre, and that's it. I'm not sure. But I'm just going to hold them for probably a year, see what happens with them. If nothing, then who cares? I also had some BitConnect coin, and that went south, so big deal. I'm not worried about it. I also mined some of the Electroneum Classic, and I'm just holding them. Those were easy to mine. That was CPU mining at its best because I got like 6,000 coins in a day. So
wow.
Yeah, that'll Electroneum Classic because nobody else was mining it because nobody cared. I figured, well, I'll get a whole bunch of them, hold on to it, and if for some reason it turns into something, I got several thousand of them to sell. So, but I don't believe in those projects because they're just rip-offs of Electroneum. So.
Right. Well, sometimes the forks do turn out to be okay. Yeah, it does happen, and from what I understand, though, the Electronero is still at what, 1 Satoshi? Is it still there, or?
I think it's still at 1 Satoshi because nobody wants to buy it. They got to put really low sell orders in order just to get it on the market, and then pray that it sells. But I don't think it will. It just, maybe one day when a Satoshi is worth $10,000, people will be like, "Oh, I got some money," and they'll sell it. But
yeah, that's a long way off if the project's still there. And the classic version of Electroneum, that's not even on an exchange yet, is it?
Not that I know of. And when you go to the Electroneum Classic Block Explorer, it says Electroneum on the Block Explorer. It's a new blockchain. They started off at the Genesis block of Electroneum, and there's no pre-mined coins. There's no mobile miner for it. It's just a bare bones version of Electroneum from Block 1.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you know, there's so much out there that's of a good quality nature these days, that things that are not a full 100% effort put into it is going to fall to the wayside, unfortunately. That's
Right.
my opinion.
It's just like the .com era, when you see all these .coms coming out, all these different websites. Everybody's fighting to have the best website out there. And now when you look at it, there's really about 4. There's the Amazon, the Google, there's Facebook, and I forget what the other one is, but you really only have 4 major giants or whatever that are left over from those .com wars. And I feel it's the same way with the crypto space. So I get a little bit of whatever I can and hold on to it and see which pony ends up taking the ring, you know?
Yep. Yeah, no, and that's the most speculative way, because you figure the guys who were messing with Bitcoin in the beginning, they had no idea if it was going to be worth anything. You know, spending all their time, they're mining these things. Nobody wanted them at first until the guys traded it for some pizzas, and you know, and it took another 9 years or 7 years before it started to really, you know, come together and start to become something. So yeah, you know, I do a lot of the same, because there's no way for me, you know, if I put 35 GPUs, you know, to mine, let's just say nice hash, and then let it convert it to Bitcoin for me, and it would take 10, 11 months to earn a Bitcoin, and that's if the price is reasonable and the exchanges are going right. Exchange rates between the coins being mined to the Bitcoin is correct. So you know, easily could be, you know, upwards of a year. So you're fighting over a fraction, and you'll never see those 1,000 gain. You're not going to have 1,000 times the price of Bitcoin from today. You might double, triple, 10 times, but you're not going to see, you know, 1,000-time gain. But you will with speculative coins, and that's kind of the reason why, you know, I look for those new and speculative coins, and then I try to take a look at the technology behind them to see, you know, if it's got, if the people that are doing it, or the core group is competent enough. Are they doing some marketing? Is there a use case for it? And you know, and I take a look, and that's one of the reasons why I've been messing around with WebDollars. These guys have all the right ingredients. It's just a matter if it becomes as popular as I think it might. So, have you tried the WebDollars yet at all?
I've looked into it. I haven't been able to find time to actually start mining it or whatever, but I've checked it out on my phone, and I really like it. Thanks to you, by the way. And I'm going to make that a regular thing in my mining, or in my whatever I deal with. And
yeah,
I really like it. Actually, I really do.
I think it's clever, and not only that, I mean, you can just send out links. You can copy the referral link and make coins just by getting the referral link out to people. You can do the bounties and earn coins. You can mine it, or you can actually run a pool. So the cool thing, they updated the software. So now if you just go to the webdollar.io, it drops down a link on the screen, and then you can pick, all right, I want to mine on this pool, because mining solo, you're not going to get anything. It's beyond that at this point. But in the pools, you know, I have machines, you know, pulling 100 coins a day. So I'm going to squirrel those all away and see what happens, you know.
Right on. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I say in my videos. You don't mine for today's price. You mine for the future price. You mine for tomorrow's price of the coin.
Exactly. Because that's the only way that you'll be able to have an amazing benefit instead of just a good benefit.
Hey, speaking of mining, how are you liking your ASIC miner? Do you regret getting that? Do you still like it? What do you think about it?
You know, I wish I had more money right now, because I would get like 10 of them. Well, as you know, I'm a big GPU fan. I like working with GPUs, because I can I can change them over in a split second to a different algorithm and start mining something different. So
Right.
obviously when you're buying the ASIC, you're committing to a particular coin or group of coins. And unfortunately, there's not that many other X coins that can run on the X3 that have demonstrated the maturity of Electroneum, except Monero, but Monero is obviously a different algorithm. So
Right.
it's you know, I'm really tossed. I'm glad I have the ASIC, and then that I purchased the one. It's been making anywhere from what 600 to 800 coins a day. So,
Still up that high?
yeah, let's bring it up real quick. Let's shrink you off to the corner. Let's take a look. Crypt unit. And Friday, I think it was up at 800 coins. So that was a lot of fun, and I'm glad you watched. Part 2 is going to be on Matt's show. He's going to upload that in approximately 24 hours or so. And you'll also see a link down below. I'll put that link to the second video as soon as it's made available to me. I hope you have a chance to go over to Matt's channel. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe. That's always fun to do, and show him a little love at his channel. So it's enjoyable. We had a great time. I want to put out a thank you to Matt for calling in. I appreciated you and your conversation. Hopefully we'll be able to do this again sometime. And thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate it.